Ian O'Neill for Severe MMA, and today I'm joined by Nate Kelly, just 1 week out from his PFL debut against Ben Ellis next Saturday. Nate, we're about a week away now. You must be getting excited now.
Yeah, I'm getting excited. Yeah, well, I try not to think about it too much until like the week of. You know what I mean? I think it's all wasted energy when you overshoot your thoughts and stuff like that. But I'm flying out on Tuesday. Flying on Tuesday to go. So I'd say on Tuesday I'll be a bit more excited than I am like right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, just the buzz of it. I always try hold back the energy until I get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you. I understand. I mean, for the PFL, big organization. Obviously, you've been in there with Bellator before, for the one fight deal. But how did this PFL kind of deal come about for you?
I just I had to fight in Malta, and John just was saying to me, "Would you be interested in fighting in PFL? I know your man. He's looking for talent or whatever like that." And I just said, "Yeah, fuck it." And then after the fight, this before Malta, like you know what I mean. And then after the fight, then John was like, "Right, we'll try to get you on." And then just got your man Greg Savage, got that guy, and sent him on to Paul Fogarty, and we got the deal done. Then you know what I mean. Basically, just organize everything, and here I am now signed to them. So it's a good little trajectory I'm on here now. I have a good platform to really try and shine on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you certainly do. It's great to have those options. Like, I mean, with you're signed a multi-fight deal with them. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think it's a promotional agreement or something like that. So basically, what way it works is I'm signed to like I'm guaranteed fights with them until like 2024. So obviously this fight is a qualifier for the European series, and so obviously if I win this, I'm in the European series, and then I think that starts from 2023 because I was listening to the president from it on the Al Hawani MMA show. So he said that it's going to be starting in 2023. So I think now this will be the one to one sec. There's a bleeding fly.
Get him. The fly is coming after you before Ben Ellis is next again.
Yeah, I think he's starting from 2023. So once I get this one out the way, win this, then I'll have maybe a few months to myself, and then from then I can start planning for next year. Then, and I don't know what way it's gonna work, how many fights I'm gonna have, but I know that I'm guaranteed like 5 fights, at least. Anyway, you know what I mean. It's good number of fights over the next year. It's still 2024, so basically over the next year and a half ish, I'll have 5 fights basically sorted out. You know what I mean?
That's nice, and that seems to be kind of suiting your schedule perfectly right now. Like ever since the pandemic, you've been fight after fight after fight after fight, and it seems that kind of method is working for you. Do you like kind of fighting in quick succession?
Yeah, well, like obviously, it's best to be fighting while you're still in form. You know what I mean? Like this gonna be my 5th one in like 12, 13 months. Obviously, for them. I've had 4 fights, 3 of them. Well, I had me in the last year. I've had 4, and 3 of them were 1st round finishes. So, bar the Scott Patterson fight, that was the only 3 rounder I went. So there was no point in me being inactive when I was not injured or anything like that. You know what I mean? I had no damage taken or nothing like that. So there was no point in me and sitting around idle while I had all this energy and this form to keep rolling into the next one. So I'm kind of glad now that I have this. It was set for me, and now I can really show what I'm about on a more of an international stage. Like,
yeah, 100%. It'll be live on Channel 4 over on ESPN over my neck of the woods in Canada and the US. Talk to me. I just like to go back to your amateur days, right? Silver medalist in 2016. That was in Vegas. You know, coming up through that IMAF setup. I know it's something that I always ask people who have come up. Some people like it, some people don't like it. How beneficial was it for you to come through the IMAF setup and kind of go in their tournament format against quality opponents?
Yeah, I thought it was good because, well, before that was the only IMAF tournament I've done really. So before that, I was just fighting obviously regionally. You know, fights would be few and far between with like shows being on every like. You could be fighting like you could have like 2 fights in like 4 months, and then you might not fight for a year again. You know what I mean? So it was kind of a different experience to have the fights. Like I had like more or less, I got 5 fights in 6 days, so I had like nearly 2 years worth of fights in 6 days. So I thought that was good because it's 5 fights. Like, you know what I mean? You can't go wrong with that experience.
100%, yeah.
Especially against like you're fighting the best from every country. You know what I mean? So you're fighting the cream of the crop in terms of the international scene. So like it was really good test to myself against the best at whatever nations were in front of me. You know what I mean? So I had it as a very valuable experience. I would have liked to kind of maybe have done an IMF or 2 more, but obviously at the time it was just kind of, it wasn't as there wasn't as many on, we'll say. It was kind of just like the worlds every year. There wasn't really much in the European shows or all that stuff. So I was kind of happy to get what I got out of that one. I came home, had 2 more fights then after that, and then obviously I went pro then after that. But it was definitely valuable experience because it's just time in the cage, you know what I mean? And that's all we can ask for when you're fighting and you're in the cage constantly. It's all experience, and the more you're in the cage, the more comfortable you become as a fighter. So I was very happy to get me time in the IMFs. Yeah.
Yeah, I would be of the same opinion. I think that in cage time is essential, especially when you're trying to grow and move into the pros. Like, you said you got that international experience. You also got a good level of opponent just before you finished up your amateur career as well. Good wins over Kieran Clark, over Jack Maguire as well. You made the jump to pro then in 2017. Didn't quite go to plan starting off. What was kind of some of the factors that were going on there? Do you feel, I know different weights, you took fights at a different weight, welterweight and bantamweight, kicking off your pro career. Was it just kind of struggling to find fights and then just taking fights for the sake of it, or was there something else going on?
Oh, sorry, camera fell. No, I didn't have fight at welterweight. Sorry, that was, I don't know. That was probably a mistake online if you read that, but I had 2.
Yeah, that was Topology's fault. I was thinking that was strange as well.
You can't trust them, lads. It's not reliable.
I'll have to go on to Quilcha.
I'm sorry, Topology. I don't mean to offend you.
We blame Quilcha.
I had 2 at bantamweight. So basically, my pro debut for a lad Ivan Zadar. He was a lad out of All-Star Sweden. Good lad. Good. He came from a Thai boxing and kickboxing background, so he's more experienced striker than I was. But I was in unreal nick going into that fight, right? And that was probably in terms of from looking from the outside in, it was probably a bit deceiving to others to say, you're probably making up excuses or whatever. But I literally, it's stupid now. I was 72 kilos when I started kind of dieting or whatever for the fight. I basically went bleeding carbless, ketogenic for 6 weeks. You know what I mean? And training, working full time, training full time on top of that. It mentally exhausted me. You know what I mean? I remember I was going into work at 6 a.m. after doing 2 sessions, and even my managers were like, "Jesus, man, you don't look well." And I was like, "Oh, I'm grand. You know what I mean?" I was walking around like a bleeding zombie, starving myself of calories, so anxious about the weight cut that I wasn't gonna make weight and all this shit. You know what I mean? I didn't this is how bad it was. I didn't even have to do a water cut. You know what I mean? I dieted purely down from 72 kilos to 61.2. I didn't even have to cut water. You know what I mean? That's how lean I was. It wasn't good. It was like something Christian Bale would do for a fucking film. You know what I mean? It wasn't.
Machinist, yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, you know the one. It wasn't good at all, man. And obviously on the night, you can only recover from that as much as you think you can. You know what I mean? I went in, not taking away anything from my opponent, but I'm not that this is something to pride yourself in, but I can take a punch. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he went in, he caught me with a spinning back elbow in the first 10 seconds, rocked me. And then from there, my night just basically went downhill. I recovered somehow. I took a few illegal shots as well in the exchanges, but took his back twice. I was on his back and I just You know what I mean? I'm a killer from the back, and I was just on his back. I wasn't doing it. I wasn't even. It was like I didn't even understand how to attack properly. You know what I mean? And he ended up getting me off, rocked me again. The referee stopped it. Good stoppage. I didn't take. The referee stopped it before I got too hurt. You know what I mean? So. That was that, you know what I mean? I couldn't really. After that, I took it hard. Obviously, it was my pro debut. You don't want to be losing your pro debut like that after having such a good amateur record. You know what I mean? So I was kind of like, fuck it, like what am I doing wrong here? Went bleeding, feeling sorry for myself, eating shit, blah blah blah. Put on, went back up to like bleeding 76 kilos, just out of Ben and Jerry's and chocolate and crisps and everything that you eat when you're feeling sorry for yourself. You know what I mean? And so basically that was that. Got the Pavel fight sorted. Then same thing. Went along with this whole bleeding. I need to make weight. I need to make weight. All this shit. You know what I mean? To get to 61, and I always felt like when I was fighting at 61, especially for pro, because my last few fights at amateur were at featherweight 66, because it was same day weigh-ins, and I felt great. When I was doing it. You know what I mean? I felt I had a lot of energy. That's why I think I had so much good success at 66 in the last few of my amateur fights. And that obviously for Pavel, killed myself to make the weight again. Did it really unhealthily. Underperformed on the night, split decision. Obviously, I think I could. He dropped me in the start of the second round. That's what got him to 10-9 round. You know what I mean? One judge actually gave it to me because of how well I performed after being knocked down, because I finished so much stronger. And in my head, I thought I just about nicked it. I was just hoping that one of the other judges would see that, even though he clipped me, that he didn't really win the round. You know what I mean? Because it was so early at the start of the round, but obviously it didn't. Then after that, I was just thinking to myself, like, what the fuck am I, like, what's going on here? So I just had a little bit of a reassessment of myself, and I was like, look, if I'm gonna do this, and I want to be healthy, I don't want to keep. I want to enjoy me training. I don't want to keep thinking I need to make weight. I want to improve my skills, as well as being fully fueled up, all that jazz. So I made the jump then to 66, and like,
there's no looking back after that.
Thankfully, I did. I'm on a 5-fight win streak now. 4 first round finishes. Now there's a lot to show for the jump I made. You know what I mean? So I'm happy that I made it.
Yeah, absolutely. You should be too. I mean, difficult start to your professional career, which must have been tough for you as well. Look, you spoke time and time again about your mental health difficulties. You don't have to get too much into it, but I mean, there's obviously sorting that side of things out, sorting your nutrition out, making decision to move back up as well. Couple of different things that kind of complemented your success on a 5-fight win streak right now, and there's been no looking back, really, hasn't there?
No, like, I just think, like, because my whole fight camp was based around, all right, make weight. There was very little attention into skills. I was just there. I was there in my training sessions just to burn calories, as opposed to improve my skills. And since I've made the jump, and I've been eating more and stuff like that, I've obviously gained a lot of size. I actually remember I had a chat with my old coach Barry about it. We were kind of discussing it, because at the time he was still coaching me when I had my first featherweight fight, and I was kind of saying, look, what am I doing here? What type of fighter do I want to be? And I remember at the time, actually, I started following Michael Chandler a bit, and I was looking at him because I'd be actually taller than him and stuff like that. And I saw what he was like at, like, featherweight or lightweight, whatever he was at the time, and I was like, if I want to be a fighter, I'd rather be that, like, because I'm kind of smallish for featherweight and height wise. You know what I mean? I was a big bantamweight, and now I'm kind of a medium to small featherweight, we'll say, in some instances. But it's like, if I'm gonna do it, I'd rather be powerful, strong, explosive, and an absolute block at the weight that I want to fight at, than be a skinny, lean, weak, you know what I mean? Phantom weight, you know what I mean? And I said, you know what, fuck it, let's do, because my Barry was a strength and conditioning coach as well. So I was like, let's build up, let's bulk up here, and let's put on a load of armor around me, you know what I mean? So obviously we started whacking out the gym training, put on a lot of size, built a lot of strength, and since then I just kept doing that. And like, obviously the strength training goes hand in hand with the skills then. So when you're throwing punches or you're taking people down, you're powerful and explosive and everything that goes with it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
since I've really put the attention into building myself up and being stronger, being physically stronger, the mental side of my game started improving then, because I didn't feel like I was out of my depth, because I didn't have to think about weight. I didn't have to think about how much how many miles do I have to run today. You know what I mean? It was like, it was more so let's get strong and really start to be a force at featherweight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, I mean, the results speak for themselves. 5 wins in your last 5, 4 finishes as well. You're
Yeah.
talking about there, Nate, you know, you're thinking about the fighter you wanted to be. What fighter do you want to be going forward? Obviously, it's a finisher, if I was to say it. Like, you want to go out there and finish fights.
Yeah, like, I have this weird thing. I was on saying to John after me last one. We had a little meeting or whatever in the office, and I was just saying, like, all my fights after the Pavel one, bar the Scott Patterson fight, I've had this so after the Pavel fight, I don't know what it was. Something just switched in my head after I was getting eating food, and I just turned into like this demon. I swear to God, it's the only way I can describe it. Like, I just turned into an absolute mental patient, and it was like that badness in me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the emotions that I felt and all that jazz, they're all bottled up, and it was like the anger I felt, like, on all that jazz came out in me, in me Mark Andrew fight, and I went in with that, literally that approach of he's gonna kill me, so I need to try kill him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because the other before that, I was kind of like, all right, I want to be cool, I want to be slick, I want to be that guy who impresses everyone on the camera and this and that. And then in doing that, I almost like lost vision of like what the game is actually about. And at the end of the day, it's a fucking fight, like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you want to be going in there to knock their heads off or choke them clean out from the bell. You know what I mean? And since I had that approach, I've been a force. So I went in with Mark Andrew, went in with Roger Lopez, went in with Shem. I had that feeling inside me. The Scott Patterson fight, I kind of, because it was such a big stage, I was kind of saying to myself, right, we need to be calm, we need to be cool. He's way more experienced than I was, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
in regards to the amount of fights I had. So I was like, right, I don't know if it's gonna be, the finish is gonna come as easy in this fight, so we kind of need to take it cool. And in doing that, then I almost underperformed on the night. I think I held myself back from reaching that full potential and having that real like killer instinct and being instinctively there to do damage, you know what I mean? And in doing
Yeah.
that, I just slightly underperformed, made some small, like, I'm not saying mistakes, but just kind of like little errors in game plan or management in the ring. And I was fully aware of that, you know what I mean? After I
Yeah.
was like, fucking hell, like, why didn't I fight him like I fought all the rest of the lads before that? And then after that, I was like, right, I'm never fucking going like that again. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Well,
I'm like, right,
sometimes,
I'm going into kill. Went into that Malta fight with that approach. Went in and I blitzed. He was an 8-1 lad.
yeah.
And I went through him like he fucking battered me man. You know what I mean? I went in like he done something to me family. Then even after the fight, I won, walked out of the ring. I was pacing around that locker room after I won for about
You're like a man
about
possessed in the cage after. I was watching the fight and
yeah.
I was like, and, you know, I was something, I'm glad you brought it up. I wanted to talk to you about it. It was like the mindset going in because, you know, on paper, that was your most difficult opponent. That guy, Romero Rodriguez, he'd beaten some solid competition before getting in there, 8-1 as well.
Yeah.
And you just went in there and blitzed him, man. There was like nothing going to stop you that night.
I swear to God, and there was nothing on. Like, I literally had that approach of, I'm gonna die in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was my mentality, and that's the mentality I'm gonna have in this one as well. Like, I'm going in to fucking to put this lad away. You know what I mean? Like, this fella is a good opponent as well. But if I'm in this mindset that I'm in, and I keep fighting in this mindset, like, I fear for my opponents. You know what I mean? Because I'm a dangerous person. Like, as you said, I was like a bleeding demon. I was walking around the changing room, like pacing around, like, you know what I mean? After, like,
Put me in again.
took me about 15 minutes to calm down, and then I was like, right, Nathan, fucking bring yourself down a level here. One of the lads just passed me a can of the local beer. I just had an L sup of that, and that brought me down or whatever. But yeah, once I'm in that mindset, that kind of like like he's into killing me, and I'm gonna kill him first. You know what I mean? Once I'm in that mindset, I'm really dangerous, and I know that after that Scott Patterson fight, that kind of rewoke that inside of me. You know what I mean? And I was like, no, I'm not gonna be too nice to anyone in this game anymore. I'm gonna go in and really, really try to put everyone away. Everyone who stands in front of me, I'm coming at them with a viciousness, force that they're not gonna be able to match.
Ben Ellis is the guy who's going to be standing in front of you next week, Nate. How do you obviously, I think a lot of fighters visualize it. What are the visualizations that you're going through right now? How do you see the fight going?
From his perspective, I know, like from what I've seen of him, I've obviously watched a few clips of him and stuff like that. He's very grappling orientated. He's a strong wrestler, hold you down, kind of pin you, look the ground and pound. From what I've seen, obviously, I don't think his striking is really great in any instances. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's a shit striker, but his grappling is obviously better than his striking. So I feel like because that's the game plan he has. I spar with grapplers every single day. I spar with the likes of Richie Smollett, Kieran Clark. You know what I mean? These lads are high level. You know what I mean? And I'm very, very familiar with the way to spar or even in this instance fight. But I'm very familiar with how to deal with that style. I'm a grappler by trade myself, you know what I mean? I've been just getting knockouts. I've been just getting knockouts. I haven't even got a chance to bleed and show me grappling as much as I really would like. You know what I mean? So like I'm ready for this fella wherever he takes me, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna go forward at him. I know he's gonna come forward at me. My plan is just to hurt him, you know what I mean? And like really, really emphasize how dominant I am as a fighter. Like if it's in the striking exchanges, I'm gonna show it. I'm a force there. If it's in the grappling exchanges, I'm gonna show him a force there as well. I just think whatever he has to offer, I've already seen every single day for the last 2-3 years in the gym. You know what I mean? And it's not going to be anything that I'm unfamiliar with. So I'm just really looking forward to show that, like on the night that I was well, I wasn't out of me depth, you know what I mean, and really show that I'm capable of mixing it up at anyone. If it's few of my fights last night were strikers, Bar Scott was actually a very good grappler. I give him to that. I think he actually he lost one or two of his first pro fights, and in fighting me after that, because I went back and watched the fights that he had, you know what I mean, and I looked at the mistakes he made in the first fights that he made, and then I watched back the fight with me, and I was like, you could really see that he learned from his fights. In terms of when he was on bottom, he was making mistakes trying to escape the first few fights, and that ended up going against him. So then when he was with me, he was just holding me down, trying to get the stand up, blocking the arms, not let me work. So that was the things he corrected, you know what I mean? So I'll say fair play to him in that, because he didn't get finished, obviously, and he did enough just to try grind out the decision, you know what I mean? But Ben Ellis actually fought Scott Patterson. It was kind of a similar style to my fight, you know what I mean? Take him down, sit on top, blah blah blah. So you know what I mean? He's obviously, Ben Ellis is obviously a strong grappler. He's able to do that to Scott. So I'm just looking forward to showing how good I am. You know what I mean? Like even at that worst case scenario, he does take me down. I'm lethal off me back. You know what I mean? Actually, it's one thing I will say about myself. When I joined the SBG, I was coming from a kind of the pure jiu-jitsu background, because I took the break from training. So when I went to SBG, I was almost happy to be on me back. You know what I mean? I was letting that take me down, because I had such a good guard and whipping up arm bars, triangles, getting sweeps and all that jazz, you know what I mean? So I have a very aggressive bottom game from close guard, I'm half guard, and wherever I am. So like I have the tools to deal with this, lads, everywhere the fight goes, you know what I mean? So like I said, it's just about showing like everything I'm talking about. It's just about showing it on the night, and like I said, I have the platform to show it, and I'm really hoping that I can, you know, gain some more attention and gain some eyes and say, like, this fella really is well rounded, you know what I mean? Because I know I am. I just need 100%. I just need to really show it. All my fights last night were kind of first round finishes, so I'm only showing a glimpse of what I can really do in there, you know what I mean? So hopefully, I know this fella's a game. He's a game little fucker. So let's see what he's about on the night, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Before I let you go, I won't keep you too much longer now, Nate. I appreciate the time.
No,
You said you have confidence in your grappling. We speak about it time and time again. Having that confidence in your grappling, not being afraid to be on your back, that helps you so much in your striking game as well, because you can open up a little bit more. Because we've seen time and time again, if you have a striker versus a grappler, sometimes the striker might be a little bit wary of the takedown and might hesitate on the feet a little bit. But with you and when you're bringing your well-rounded game into it, you can open up on the feet because you don't care. Like you said, you don't care if you're taken down on your back. It must be like very, very good to have that confidence in your ability as well.
Yes, it's like a level of reassurance, you know what I mean? Because like for example, Ben now, I'm not discrediting the fella, he's obviously a good fighter, but I think he's very one-dimensional fighter in terms of his grappling, that he doesn't really try to land heavy clean shots in the now. Hopefully he comes out and tries to prove me wrong or whatever on the night next week, but I know that he's just going to try look for the takedown, you know what I mean? Because that's where he's strongest, and in the fight you're going to go to where you're strongest, really. It's just instinctive. So my approach is going to be, like, hit him hard, keep distance, let him, if he wants to shoot for the takedown, you know what I mean? If my distance management is good enough, I'll see it coming, I'll counter it with a shot or the sprawl, whatever it may be. And you know what I mean? If it comes to it, work me grappling myself, back him up to the cage, hold him against the cage, take him down if I need to. But I know how powerful my hands are. I'm Dave Roach, doing a bit of work with Stephen O'Rourke as well, the boxing coach from O'Rourke's gym. And the lads are telling me, like, even John was saying to me as well, he was like you're blessed with power that many people want. So like hit people, you know what I mean? Because even in that Scott Patterson fight, I landed some nice boxing. I clipped him early in the second round. I could have put him away, but I smothered me work. I went in and I grappled with him, and that's just a tactical error on the night. You know what I mean? So since that fight, John and Dave have been saying to me, "Look, now you have God-given power in them hands, so use them." You know what I mean? Like, what? Don't force anything that doesn't need to happen. If you really hurt them, you'll put them away, and the lads are fairly confident that I'll be putting lads away frequently, as long as I just keep sticking to this approach that I've had. And even in the gym, since the Pedersen fight, my approach around my game has changed. I used to always kind of like be like that Ben Ellis style. I'd go in and spar in my simulation spars, and I'd just go in and grapple. I wasn't even trying to develop my striking. And since that fight, I was like, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna develop it so well, because I know I can grapple. I know how good of a grappler I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wanted to put the time into the areas where I didn't give enough attention, and that was me striking. So I started sparring all the striking lads in the gym. Then obviously mix it up with the grapplers who, I'll try my style against this style. So all the blends of styles that I've had to train with in the gym has been a very big part to play in me improvement, you know what I mean? Because I've always wanted to challenge myself against the different styles and see how my style would work and like that, blah blah blah. So since I've done it and I've changed my approach, me game has just shot up, because like you said, I'm comfortable to land the strikes, I'm comfortable on my back. So I'm not afraid to take the risks in striking, because I know that once I land a few clean punches, that bell is being rang, you know what I mean? And once I only need a sniff of like a bit of a stumble or whatever it is to go into that finish mode, you know what I mean? If you look at me fight with Shammy, I clipped him and instantly, boom, I was in for the kill. I clipped Roger, instantly in for the kill, you know what I mean? And I can really sense when people are hurt, and I know exactly how to capitalize when they are. So I'm just going to keep going forward like this with me approach, land heavy shots with the striking, you know what I mean? Try ring their bell, see how they react. If they try panic wrestle, I'm well rounded enough to deal with it. If they try keep it standing, well then that's on them, and I'll try finish them on the feet. But I'm just happy that I'm finally at a level where I have like all these weapons and all these areas that I'm comfortable everywhere. So once I'm like this, I'm a dangerous man, you know what I mean? No matter who they put in front of me, I know I have the skills to beat them. So like I said again, not to repeat myself, but it's just about showing it on the night and showing it on a good platform, and really having some eyes on me, and really putting Ireland on the map in terms of MMA and another organization, and really putting Finglas on the map in terms of you know, there is good people coming from it, and I'm really looking forward to showing me skills on the night. I'm really looking forward to making some decent money for what all the hard work I've put in for all these few years. You know what I mean? So I'm 12, 13 years training now. So I'm really happy now that I finally have a platform now to progress. So I'm looking forward to it. It's exciting.
Yeah, no, it's great. And, I'm very happy for you as well, having to come over some adversity. And now, you're in a right good position now. And, one of the questions you mentioned, Finglas there, you're a proud Finglas man. Is there many heading over across the way to watch the fight?
Not as many as I'd like. Most of my crew are actually going to Ibiza next week, which I believe. So they'll be supporting me from Ibiza. So most of my numbers are going to Ibiza. But I have about 18 to 20 going. Nice. From friends and family now. It's only a small number, but like some noise is better than no noise. I have some people in the UK who are going, who said they're going to be supporting me as well. So I'm gonna have some noise there, and I'm obviously gonna have some boos as well. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
The local lad, but I'll be shushing them after I win, and I'll be doing the old Hulk Hogan on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it
after I win. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good experience, and it's gonna be a nice way to start off my PFL debut. Yeah.
It is, yeah, definitely is, Nate, and there's going to be plenty more opportunities for the Finglas crowd to get and see you fighting in PFL as well. But the first one is next Saturday night on August 13th. It'll be live on Channel 4. Anyone who wants to watch it in Ireland and the UK on ESPN in the US. We wish you all the best for that on your debut. It was great to get to talk to you, Nathan.
Thanks very much for your time, Ian.
Yeah, no, thank you for your time as well. Looking forward to seeing you there next Saturday. Anyone who wants to give you a follow or follow along your story, where can they find you?
If you want to follow me on Instagram, Nathan Kelly _MMA. Same on Twitter. Facebook profile, just Nathan Kelly MMA. TikTok profile is the same, Nathan Kelly _MMA. I'm only really trying to branch out on the old TikTok. I'm trying to keep up with the young kids and all like that,
it's
and
not
really
easy. It's not
keep
easy.
the platforms diverse, we'll say. But now I'm trying to do as much as I can now on social media. I think I lacked it a bit previously, so I'm trying to do a bit more on social media, build me profile up a bit more, get a bit more eyes. I mean, it's a work in progress. Obviously, Rome wasn't built in a day, but we'll get there eventually. But I just want to also thank everyone who's supported me all the way. I'm actually having the last year, the support I've had from people is just, it's actually unbelievable. It's humbling in a way. And I mean, all these people are behind you. People I don't even know, like people who never even met me in their life, and that support me as if I'm one of their own. So that's unreal for me, and it really does drive me on. All the support from Ireland, me town, like my family, my friends. It's really, really good. Also want to thank obviously my teammates and my coaches for their work up until now. I've gotten a lot of good work in, a lot of attention. Want to thank me management for sorting this out. One Hit Management. I want to thank me. One of the main ones actually, and partially from me staying in shape so much, is RMC Meals. Ryan has been looking after me with me nutrition and me meals. He's been sorting me out with good healthy meals, keep me in shape all the time. And without him, I don't think I'd be in half as good as Nick, is what I mean. That's why I'm able to do 5 fights in a year, you know what I mean? Because I'm in such good shape all the time because I'm being looked after. So Jay Farron from Abs Powerlifting as well. I've done a lot of work with him lately. You've probably seen on my story, training with Johnny. Me and Johnny are training with him. But I've made a lot of improvements over the last year, physically, mentally, and just I've matured as well. So now it's just about showing how much I've developed as a person and a man, and really shining in this organization.
Yeah, it's great to see, and credit to you. We didn't get too much into the mental health side of things. You're a very good advocate for mental health, and I'm sure that's why you have that support network around you, because it's not an easy thing to talk about or to deal with at the same time as well. So a credit to you. Delighted to see you being successful, and I look forward to continued success, which will start off next Saturday against Ben Ellis on your PFL debut in the European qualifiers. Check Nate out on Channel 4 next Saturday. Watch his journey in PFL and watch his journey to the million. I've been looking forward to getting to talk to you, and I hope that we get the chance again down the line. We can talk a little more money after you get the first one out of the way, and we'll see how you want to spend that milli.
Yeah, I don't know if we're actually in for the million. I think we're in for a smaller amount. I think it might be like 100K, but like 100K to me is like a million. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, 100%.
I'm proper. Well, you could throw me in there for bleeding 50K, and I'll be licking the floor for it. You know what I mean? So like, I'm really happy now that there is a sight of like decent money. You know what I mean? Because everyone's that's what we do it for at the end of the day. We want to provide for our families and this and that. And I just always had it since I'm a teenager, man. Just like, I'm not going too much into it, my personal life, but I wouldn't have came from the best of family backgrounds. A lot of troubles there, you know what I mean, in terms of me family life and stuff like that, and kind of uneasy things happening and this and that. So I just love to have a bit of financial security so that everyone in my family is set and we don't have to worry about anything. And I think this promotion here is really giving me that kind of hope to get that from my family and stuff like that. Like, I'm saying family as if I have loads of kids and all. It's just obviously me sisters, me dad, me ma, all that jazz. You know what I mean? But there's gonna be a point where we all go our separate ways, and I'd like to make sure when we all do go our separate ways that we're all set. And if I can be a part of the play in their lives and them being comfortable and them being financially secure and not having to worry about anything, then I'll get a lot of satisfaction out of that. You know what I mean?
100%, man. Top man. Nate Kelly. Check him out on Instagram. Check him out on PFL next Saturday against Ben Ellis. Look forward to seeing that fight. Wish you all the best over the next week, Nate. And we'll talk to you again sometime down the line.
100%. If you want to get me on anytime after, just give me a text. I'll be on. Yeah.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Legend. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you too, Nate.